Assalamualaikum viewers. Be Glorious series has brought for you another very important tense description, that is past simple tense. Past simple tense is another advanced tense and a very widely used tense. And if you have a good command on this, you can write a better and good English, and you can speak a standard language as well. Now let's have a look. How does it look? Simple present tense. It is also called past indefinite, and this tense talks about the actions which happen only in past. That is the action which started in the past and they ended in the past as well. This tense is formed by only using the verb's past form, that is the second form of the verb. And I must tell you that this is the only tense out of all tenses that uses verb's second form. John Cabot sailed to America in 1498. Sailed is the past form. My uncle died last year. Died is the past form of die. And last year is showing that this action completely ended in past. You can use expression like often, sometimes, always, only, never, ever, still, just, etc. to describe in a better way. I sometimes walked home at lunchtime. I often brought my lunch to school. How to exactly use it in a very better way? Let's have a look. You can use past simple tense with time. He visited us last week. This is with time. But you can say the same sentence without time. He visited us. Another very important use of past tense is to use it to describe some action in recent past by using the expressions like last week, yesterday, 6 weeks ago. She finished her work at 7 o'clock. This shows a past nearer. We saw a good film last week. This is again a past recent. But you can also talk about distant past by using expressions like these: the other day, ages ago, a long time ago. People lived in cave a long time ago. This phrase shows that this action was a practice in far past. She played the piano when she was a child. She is not a child now, so this is an action which belonged to past father. At the same time, you can talk about one action at a time. She talked to him, one action only. Or you can talk about many actions. She invited us, ordered us, and we watched a movie. So many actions can be enlisted here. So let's have a look how formed. In order to form the positive sentence or simple sentence or assertive sentence, you are simply going to use the past form of the verb with all categories of subjects. There is no demarcation that where to use which helping verb. So a simple sentence is made by only using the past form of the verb. It can be a regular verb or it can be an irregular verb. I'm going to discuss what is a regular verb and what is an irregular verb. Negative sentence is formed by adding did not in the sentence, and you know that did itself is a past form, and as a grammar rule, two past form cannot coexist in one sentence, so the main verb will turn into verb's first form. This is very important because this is the area where mostly mistakes are made. So the sentence will be like this: they did not go, not went. The form of verb will change from second to first form. Well, you can use a contraction didn't, and remember to change the verb second form in first form. Question. Confirmative questions can be made by dragging did out of the sentence and putting a question mark at the end. When did is there in the sentence, remember that you are going to use the verb's first form, not second form again. Did I go there? Not went. Did Mary go there? Not went. So we have simply discussed about the structure. Now we are going to talk about some specific uses of past tense. Past tense can be used to talk about some action which started and finished in the past with some specific time. If you mention that specific time, it's fine. But if you don't mention that specific time, even then those action will be having some specific time. Look at the example, I saw a movie yesterday. Yesterday is the past form of see. I didn't see any play last month. You can see that with didn't, I have used first form of verb. Last year we traveled to Japan. Now last year is showing that this action started and completed in past. Same is the case that these two action, watching movie, it also started and finished in yesterday. Now, what are the regular and irregular forms of verb? Now, a verb is irregular when its past and past participle forms are made by adding simply ed. You have come across many such verbs like traveled is there, moved is there, liked is there. So you're going to simply add ed to make their past form. But remember one thing, if the verb is already having an e at the end, then add only d, no double e. Phone, phoned, there is already an e. Arrive, arrived, no double e. So these are the regular verbs which are turned into their second and third form by adding ed only. On the other hand, irregular verbs are the one which don't follow any rule, like begin, began, begun, bring, brought, brought, come, came, come, go, went, gone. No rule is followed. That is why they are called irregular verbs. So in order to write good English, you must have a good grip on these two different categories of verb, regular. You can use past tense to talk about series of completed actions. If you just look at this, you can see that he arrived from the airport at 8, checked into the hotel, another action, and afterward met the others at 10. So a series of action is there which we have summed up in one sentence. Did you add flour, pour in the milk, and then add the egg? So we need not to talk them in separate sentences. We have merged them in one sentence. This is pretty fine. Now I'll discuss another rule of spelling at the same time. If your verb is ending at a consonant like verb carry, and after a consonant there is a final y. So you are going to change this final y into I and then you are going to add ed. If your regular verb is ending in a consonant plus y, then this final y will change into I before taking an ed. So carry will become carried, study will become studied. On the other hand, if you have a short verb with a vowel consonant ending, a is a vowel and n is a consonant. So in this case, your consonant will be doubled before taking ed. Planned, a very important spelling rule. Stop, vowel plus consonant ending. So P is going to be double, stopped. I hope that you will keep this thing in your mind and you will be keeping these spelling rules as well. Now, when you are talking about duration in past, so you can use many phrases like these. Shuna studied Japanese for 5 years. So this is an example of duration in past. And again, this action started and ended in past. It does not have any connection in the present. They sat at the beach all day. All day is showing a duration in the past and the action which completed in past. They did not stay at the party the entire time. The entire time is another smarter phrase which is showing the completion of the work in the. Now, when you want to talk about some habits in the past, Again, you can use this tense with these specific expressions like always, often, usually, never, when I was a child, when I was younger. And you know that such expressions can also be expressed by using used to. So in this way, our past tense is same as used to. Let's have a look on the example. She studied French when she was a child. So when she was a child in past, it was her habit, which is not now. Did you play piano when you were a kid? So this is asking about a habit in your childhood, which is not now. So you're talking about habit which were a part of somebody's personality and which has been stopped now. I worked at the movie theater after school. We never went to school, we always skipped class. So it was a habit of us in the past, not now. Talk about some past facts or generalizations. But remember that they have to be in past only. She was shy as a child, but now she is very outgoing. Remember that this was a fact in the past, but it's not like. She didn't like tomatoes before. That before she didn't like, but perhaps she likes it now. So this was a fact or a generalization in past which ended in past. It's not a part of present now. Did she live in London when she was a kid? So if this thing happened, it happened only in past now. Okay, in case of complex sentences, when you are using when clause, and you know that clause is actually a small sentence which is a part of a longer sentence. I'll be discussing clause in another of my video. So when we are using a when clause, a clause which begins with when in past tense, so such clause always tells that this section, the highlighted one, the one which is beginning with when, this action happened earlier than the other. When I paid her $1, she answered my questions. So out of these two actions, the paying was done before and then answering was get. Look at the other example. I've switched the position of when clause, but even it does not make any difference. Even the verb with the when clause is the one which happened earlier. Now I'll be talking some pronunciation guide of ED very quickly. Now all these verbs which are ending with these letters L, N, R, G, V, S, Z, B, N, and M, they will be having a voiced D, like called, cleaned, offered. You remember a very clear D pronounced, damaged, loved, used. On the other hand, the verbs which are ending in these words, they will be pronounced a ta, helped, not helped, looked, t sound, sniffed, laughed, washed, t sound will come here. So please keep these verb ending in mind and look at them that they are voiceless. D won't be pronounced here. Fixed, t sound, danced. Now these words which are ending in t and d, they will have an ed ending. Wanted, ed, needed. So I hope that you have taken this quick grip on the pronunciation guide. I hope that you have now a good understanding of the past simple tense and you are quite confident in using it in a right way. With this, I'll take a leave. Please like, subscribe, and give me good comments. I really need them. By the time I come with my next video, Allah Hafiz.